Hey everyone. All right. Hi, my name is Meg. This is the LovenStamps studio and I am excited to have you here, join me today for a card. We are going to create with the, oh gosh, okay, here's all my pieces all like stacked up here. We're gonna create with the Snowy Wonder stamp set, which is from the Snowy Scenes suite and includes the matching dies with all these cute snow globes and then a whole bunch of fun designer series papers. And we're gonna do my second favorite card layout. So if you've watched Maker Mornings with Meg before, you might know that my favorite card layout is a 3x4 card that features designer series paper. Let's see, here's a 3x4 card. There you go. So centerpiece, 3x4, really efficient way to cut your DSP and then mat. But my second favorite is this Circle Collage layout. And if you're wondering where it comes from, it's from the famous, I guess it's not infamous, it's pretty awesome. Page 22 here in our book. And right down here at the bottom, there, oops, sorry, there, right there at the bottom, do you see it? That is the circle card. So I'll show it to you again with our other camera so you can see what's going on. But we're gonna use the circle card layout, second favorite ever. And we are going to create a really fun Snowy Scenes card today. So this card actually can be adapted for literally any set of designer series paper and cardstock and stamps and so forth. Any suite collection would be perfect for it. We're going to talk about the cute loose snowflakes, which are back, and then I'll give you some tips for working with those too. So with that, I think, shall we go ahead and switch our camera over? Oh, I'm missing the comments because my windows are in the wrong place this morning. Hey, Joan, good to see you. Let me get this all set up here. Okay, swapping our camera. There we go. Okay, so we have, like I said, this circle layout. So here we go to see that just really in much nicer focus there. So we have this collection of circles here. I'm going to do mine just a little bit differently and I'm going to explain to you why. But this piece right here includes 4 circles that are kind of layered on top of each other and centered on our card. We're not going to center our circles because we're going to be a little bit more efficient with our designer series paper. Hey, Patricia. Because, I mean, who doesn't love to be efficient with their designer series paper, right? So let's look here at Snowy Scenes. It has some really pretty fun focal point images. These penguins are darling, these little tiny snow globes, and then also a sheet of large snow globes here. And really, you could do this card layout with one of these large snow globes as one of your circles instead. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use, I think I'm missing a couple of patterns here, but some snowmen and so forth. We're gonna use the Everyday Details dies, which, oh my gosh, I almost lost one. It was stuck to the back of my paper. That would have been so sad. So these are the Everyday Detail dies circles. And I love these because they include some different options on the different size of the holes that go around the edges. And they include dies that have, this one die has a cutting edge in the middle and then circles on both sides. So you could use this to make a hole in your card and then put something up underneath it, sort of like a reverse applique. And you would have the circles around the edge of the hole, which is really a cool feature. So this die set is great. It includes all 4 of these circle dies, the couple of these fun like strips to leave little holes in your card, and then all of these rectangle dies and this zigzag here. So lots of good choices for building things. And in fact, in my blog post today, I'll have a link to other cards that I've made with the Everyday Details dies. These are one of my staple favorites and they are available right now. They're in stock. They go out of stock pretty regularly. So if you like them, you should grab them while you can. All right, so like I said, I want to be efficient with my designer series paper. So instead of using a full circle of each one, this is a really big die, I like to go ahead and use a partial circle of each die. So we're gonna butt these up against the edge of our card so that it looks like we're cutting out of a bigger scene and it looks like we're kind of intending to do this. So I'm gonna take all 3 of these and get these laid out here. And then I'm going to let my poor puppy out because it's a beautiful sunny day this morning and she cannot handle being indoors when it's so nice and sunny outside. Okay, pardon. Oh, thank you for humoring Pepper. She does love to go outside during videos, of course. All right, I'm back. Okay, so through the magic of television, I have these pieces cut out for us here. So we'll slide those to the side. And then I'm going to show you how this is going to layer. So I have a piece of thick basic white cardstock. Hey, Rita, Mary Ellen, Sue. Oh yes, good morning to Pepper. This is thick basic white cardstock. When you use the thick cardstock, I highly recommend scoring in the center with either the Simply Scored board or your paper trimmer because you really want this to fold nicely. And the heavier weight cardstock can sometimes get a little fuzzy on that edge if you just fold it without scoring. Hey, Nika. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and fold this, but we're not gonna stamp on this. I really like the layer on layer look. We're gonna use a smaller piece of basic white cardstock here as our layer. So this is kind of similar to the suggested layout here. The suggested layout actually has a center piece that runs right down the middle. We're gonna go ahead and do it as a whole layer instead of just that center piece. So this extra piece of cardstock here is cut to 4 inches by 5 1/4, 4 by 5 1/4, and it's gonna layer on the front. So I'm gonna set the card base aside and we're gonna build here on our card. Now, I've got these, did you see that had like an extra little circle hanging in? I usually just flick them and then the circles all fall out and I don't have to work hard to punch them. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, not too hard. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna layer these here and I'm gonna pop them onto our card. We're going to then create our focal point with a stamped image. So this is gonna give us our background. You see how we've got that circle collage thing going? So we're gonna stamp some. Let's go ahead and pull out our pumpkin pie here. I'm pulling these colors from the Designer Series paper. I love, love, love non-traditional Christmassy colors or holiday season colors. So we're gonna do Let It Snow there and in pumpkin pie. And then I'm gonna grab my pool party ink here and I think I need a piece of scrap paper behind. So I'm leaving these circles, they're not glued yet because I want to be able to move them to get some images stamped behind. And so I'm going to use these snowflakes here and I'm going to kind of use that as my guide. So once I've got my greeting on there, then I can fill in larger images first and then small images along the edge. And I'm not going to fill in everything. I want this to sort of have a motion to it. I could cover the whole background, but when you don't cover the whole background and you sort of create like a pathway, that creates some motion for your eye, and we like that. People, whether you notice it or not, people like that sort of feeling of motion and direction in a card. It sort of anchors you and gives you something to look at, and it's extra interesting. So, all right, we've got that sort of motion feeling there. We'll come back with the embellishments later, but now we need a focal point. And I have here another scrap of our basic white thick cardstock. And we're gonna do our stamping here for our focal point. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp our house and I'm gonna stamp it twice. Let's see, once here. Ooh, this is a really juicy pad. Okay, and once over here that we're gonna die cut out. So this one is a placeholder for us because what I wanna do is I want to make a little scene. This stamp set here it has a darling selection of images. It has our house, our trees, our mountains, a couple of more trees. It has the snowflakes that we're using. It has these focal point images here, our snowman and our penguin. And actually the penguin here would fit pretty nicely as a focal point for this, but I really like the house and the scene that we're building. So you're not gonna notice when you look at this house here, there is not a lot of space for trees and mountains. So I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do with this. I'm going to kind of set this here just as my guide, and I'm going to use our pool party ink here for our mountains. And what I'm looking at is how much of this is going to show up after I do my cutting. So, oh my gosh, Leanne, yes, this paper is darling. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this away. You can't stamp through it. And I'm gonna stamp a mountain here, okay? Now, if you're thinking, that looks pretty cruddy with over the house, it's not a big deal because we're gonna actually die cut this house to put on top. And then we're gonna take our smaller mountain. You pretty much could use the same one twice, but we're gonna do 2, and I'm gonna pop it over here, okay? And you see how they're just a little bit different heights. They're not exactly the same. And then I'm gonna come back with our tree in garden green. And this stamp set, fortunately, includes both an outline tree and a full tree. So for this, I really want the full one because I want it to be pretty present, even though you can see only a tiny bit of it is actually gonna show up on our card. So we want to make the most of it, okay? And then we're gonna pop this one over here. All right, kind of see how that works? So now we have this circle that we're gonna put over the top. I've got my washi tape on it already and pop that on there. And then of course, the dies from the Snowy Wonder dies. Uh-oh, where's my house? Okay, it could be anywhere because I think it has a piece of washi tape on it. So, uh-oh. All right, well, do you see it? This is the part on Maker Mornings with Meg where we search for things that are probably stuck to something. Sometimes I don't get the dies out until I'm ready to use them. Seems like that might have been a good choice for this. So, meanwhile, have you guys made a circle card? Have you found page 22 in the catalog yet to make the most of these fun layouts? Okay, I'm looking underneath everything. Raise your hand if you have ever managed to totally lose a piece of something that you were looking for. I wonder when it will show up. Wait, I feel like I heard something scrape there. Is it on the back of my catalog? No. Well, okay. So that I'm gonna have to look for later. But there is a die that cuts out this little house here. So come with me if you spot it in the background. Left arm. Sue says, look at my left arm. Okay, I don't see it on my left arm, but that is good. It does sometimes stick to, left on machine. I bet, is that what you're saying, Sue? Left on the machine? Yeah, I haven't used it yet this morning, so, slide on the floor. Oh, I bet on the back of the Designer Series paper package, I had that out. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Look there. Oh, you can't see because you're on the wrong camera. There it is. Da-da-da. Okay, found it. That was good call. Left it someplace else. Thanks, Sue. So now I'm going to pop this die onto our little house, and we're going to die cut this house. One of the things that I really like to do with my stamps is make sure when I put them away that I have them all matched up with the shape in the back of the stamp case. So on a photopolymer stamp set, I'll show you what I mean. It's really easy to do this because when you have your stamps, they have this sheet right here that's part of the stamp case. It's included. And so then you can just double check and see which images are missing, which ones are not put away. I really find it helpful to do this because if I don't find it right away, the chance of finding it later is slim. So let's look here at what I do for the red rubber stamps. I have gremlins. Yes, I'm sure that is it, Inika. Thank you. See, it's not me losing stuff, it's the gremlins. So on red rubber sets, I take from the red rubber backing, I peel the extra layer of the stuff that sits on the cling foam, and I pop it into the back of my case so that now I can see exactly and make sure that every stamp is put in the case before I put them away. Okay, so use your resources to make it easy to find and keep the things that you're looking for. So that's my recommendation to you. All right, so I'm gonna pop some of these out really quickly. They don't seem to want to flick out. On the background circles, it doesn't really matter so much because a lot of them are covered up, but this is gonna be our main image here. So I want to make sure all the pieces are popped. And now we have our house, thank goodness. They're die cut to go. Now, when we did our stamping, we overlapped all of these images here. So now that I have a die cut, I can pop this over the top and it just cleans everything up. Watch this. Let's see. So here I'll show you the difference. Here's our circle. Here is the image cleaned up over the top. You see how it just really makes that look much neater. The nice thing though is that because I did stamp it in the background, I have a guide on exactly where I intended that layered house to sit, okay? Let's see. Oh, Sue said she lost a small stamp for days and it was on the back of a different stamp box. Check the front and the back. Oh my gosh, yes. Hey, Leanne says Pepper took it outside. Yeah, I don't think so. She's enjoying sitting on the back patio now, so I see no dies stuck to her. All right, so now we can go ahead and work on gluing some of our pieces. So just like feel like I've been talking about collage stamping and stamping triangles lately. Just like with those, I avoid lining things up on the vertical or the horizontal because our eyes are very quick to see if there's a little mistake in that. If there's a very little off and you're trying to go like in a line and you have one that's a little off, our eyes look at that right away. They find that offness and they go, not so much. Sometimes it's like subtle, it's subconscious, but as a result, I much prefer to not line things up and have them be just a little bit more flowy. So you can kind of see that we have this direction that your eye moves across our card right here. So we're going to pop right in this middle part the rest of our elements, and I'm going to put both of these on Stampin' Dimensionals, which I just put back in my drawer. I don't know why. And we're going to pop some of these here onto our card. Now you have kind of some choices. I feel like I'm going to maybe go this direction to move out the, I don't know. What do you guys think? Actually, I kind of like this here. So this is going to be different from all the other samples that I've done so far. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of like moving these around to figure out what the balance would be, where like my eye at some point goes, oh yeah, I like that. Or, oh yeah, I like that. And I kind of, my head is telling me here today. Am I going to put this in the center? I am. Usually I try to be off center. I'm going to go crazy and put it right in the center this time so that we have our house here right in the center. And then we want to add some embellishments to this, but I'm going to do my dimensionals on the back first because we're going to pop this onto another layer. House upstairs. I'm not sure what you mean, Inika. House upstairs. Yeah, it is kind of like layering is kind of like having an upstairs, I suppose. All right. Oh, house up. You want the house to be on the upside. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. So I'll show you two more layouts of this card actually that are just a teeny bit different. Okay, so now we have this fun extra layer around the edge. I really, really love this layer of color on color, or in this case, white on white, to give yourself that extra element of fanciness around the edge. This is the kind of thing, like if you were to walk into a Hallmark store to buy a card, which I know you're making them, so you're probably not buying them at Hallmark, which I like. But this is the kind of thing that would make this card, like instead of a $7 card, it would make it like a $10 card or a $12 card because of this extra pretty layer around the edge. All right, so we need bling. Our bling is very muted, but super cute. And so these are the white loose snowflakes, and they are available. The link is in the video description. They come in a variety of sizes. The more I've played with them, the more I've realized I think that there's at least 3 different sizes in here, maybe more. They are dimensional, kind of like the peppermints, and they have just sort of, I don't know, you can kind of see that they have a dimension to them. They're kind of a rubbery, fun thing. And so what I'm going to do is not put glue on them. Okay, so let's make our lives a little bit easier. And instead of gluing the pieces here, we are going to actually put the glue on the paper and then use our take your pick tool to add the glue, or to add the snowflakes to the glue. So the nice thing about these is you get a whole mess of them. It's measured by the ounce, not the number, but there are, I think that the technical count for this is a bazillion snowflakes in here. So this is kind of fun because sometimes I don't want to overdo my bling because, you know, they're not endless. But these are, we're just going to call them endless. So I'm doing sort of the same thing I always do. I'm not putting 2 dots on the same horizontal or vertical line. And so now I'm going to start picking these up and adding them to my card. All right, you guys want to see closer so you can see what's going on? There we go. I'll try to keep my hand out of the way. All right. Occasionally you find one that's a little bit misshapen, so I'm going to decide not to add that one. And the nice thing about this is that you can pick the big snowflakes or the little snowflakes, whatever makes you happy. I think we need another bit of glue right here and right here. Okay. You can always add more, right? There's always room for snowflakes. And I've had some people ask about the take your pick tool. They're like, this stuff doesn't come off the end. So I actually find that my favorite way to use this is to go ahead and tap it down. And then I just use my other hand to just tap the edge of that snowflake to hold it in place. You could also, if you have fancy fingernails, which I do not, you could also use the end of your scissors to just sort of snap it down onto the paper from there. So Sue says you wouldn't just shake a few over the glue. So you could, but I find that they're heavy enough that they don't want to stick to the glue. I've definitely done that trick with sequins or something like that, where you can put a couple glue dots. What I find happens to mine then is that I get glue in my set of snowflakes when I dump the extra back in. And so I kind of prefer to place these, each one. They don't stick to the glue super rapidly. So just like other stuff I've talked about with the multi-purpose liquid glue, which I order all the time. Like I even know the product number is 110755 because I order it so much. It doesn't grab instantly. It does grab permanently, just not instantly. And so what you're going to find is that if you shake the snowflakes over it, they're just going to pop off easily because the glue won't grab them because they're just a little bit heavier. Thanks, Michelle. I'm glad you like it. So then we have these fun snowflakes here on our card. All right. So you guys wanted to see the other, I'm guessing you want to see the other ideas for this one. So let me zoom out a little bit and I will pull in 2 more card designs. So this one, instead of doing these this way, I switched them and did them this way. So there's another little version of it. Yay, I'm glad you find the tips helpful, Terry. And then I have one more where I did the circle down to the side here. So I actually put the oranges together and then put the house out over here. And I think part of this kind of depends on what pattern you happen to get on the fancy house paper here. So this one worked really well here because the house was right in the center. So it kind of balanced here as a triangle of oranges. This one, I think I wanted to go here because this means that we have this triangle here. And then this one didn't really have like the house to see quite so much. So I ended up making it in a line that kind of followed along here. So sometimes if you're looking at something and you're thinking, that's not quite what I expected to see, you can think about what the reason is that your eye is not quite loving exactly what you're seeing. So there's usually a reason for it. You can kind of tease it out. So hope that gives you some ideas with the Snowy Wonder stamp set. Thanks, Peggy. I'm glad you like it. Of course, you could use these dies also. You could use the die cut penguin on here. You could have a little mountain scene. This stamp set is actually kind of a fun one. It's one that you can use to make scenery. So if you're stamping with small people, with kids, they often love the idea of creating scenes. And so this is a great stamp set to stamp with kids for, or stamp with kids with, stamp to use when stamping with kids. Anyway, they often are used to coloring, right? They're used to drawing out a picture and drawing a house with the trees next to it and things like that. So a lot of times kids want to recreate that same experience that they have in making scenes, but they want to do that with the stamps. So this stamp set is ideal for stamping with kids because it's something that they can identify with. Having drawn pictures of houses and trees on a scene with, you know, the stick figure standing next to them and stuff, this one is going to be super appealing to them. Also really nice is that you can use it all winter long. It actually has Happy New Year greetings in it, and then of course Let It Snow and season's greetings. But there's nothing in here that is very holiday specific. So you can start using this anytime now and keep on using it through when the weather gets cold and snow falls and then it gets slushy and stuff, even on into the spring. This is a great all winter long stamp set. So let's not think about slush right now. That doesn't make me happy. Oh, okay. I'm glad you guys like this. Thanks, Rita, Inika, Joan. All right, everybody. Well, today is Thursday, and I don't know what you have planned for your weekend. I hope it involves a little bit of crafting and stamping. My weekend involves a very wonderful dose of stamping because we have Vacation Stamping School, which is our annual demonstrator training events. We have over 130 demonstrators from around the world who are attending with us virtually, and we have some amazing presentations for that, so I'm really excited. If you missed the sign up for Vacation Stamping School and you would like to still sign up and participate virtually as a demonstrator, we do have virtual tickets still available. And I realized I didn't put the link in the video description, but I'll go ahead and add it as a comment, and you can still jump on, and that's participate from anywhere in the world virtually. If you can't watch on Saturday when we're doing everything live, you can always watch the videos later. All the resources are available to you afterwards. So it's kind of a fun event and a really fun chance to gather and see some great production. So, all right, so that's my weekend. Also, we have marching band retreat, all kinds of fun things going on. But I hope that you guys have some fun things planned for your weekend. Enjoy the chants. Hey, Kim. Oh, yeah, jump on for the replay of this, too. That's good. And I will be back on Tuesday with another Maker Mornings with Meg episode. And thank you guys for being part of our Maker Mornings with Meg community. I really love jumping on to share projects with you guys and have this little chatting and interaction and so forth. Whether you're commenting now or you're commenting later as comments on YouTube or on the Facebook replay, it's a lot of fun. So, all right, everyone, have a wonderful day. Happy pre-Friday, and I will be back on Tuesday with another tutorial. Happy stamping, everyone. Oh, wait, Tuesday, hold on. Let me think. Okay, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 days has September. So actually Tuesday will be October 1st. There are some big things coming on October 1st, including a new demonstrator starter kit special. So if you want information about that, it's on my LovenStamps website under the Join My Team information. And if you are thinking like, oh, I'm going to take advantage of this and I want to do Vacation Stamping School, send me a message and we'll get you guys hooked up. So, all right, everybody. Happy stamping, everyone. Have a good weekend.